the simple trick that boosts your metabolism and almost no one uses. Introduction. If you're trying to lose weight, burn fat, or simply improve your body, there's a good chance you've asked yourself, how can I speed up my metabolism quickly and naturally? This is one of the most searched questions online, and also one of the most poorly answered. Most people believe a slow metabolism is the main reason for weight gain. Others think they need extreme diets, expensive supplements, or exhausting workouts to fix it. But here's the truth almost no one talks about. The most effective way to boost your metabolism isn't complicated. It's simple. Yes, there's a smarter way. Your metabolism is responsible for everything in your body, from how you burn calories to how you store fat. When it's working well, your body becomes more efficient, burns more energy, and makes fat loss easier. When it slows down, even small excesses seem to turn into weight gain. The problem is that many popular strategies actually do the opposite, slowing your body down even more. In this article, you'll discover the simple trick that truly boosts your metabolism, based on sustainable and proven habits. No unrealistic promises or miracle solutions. You'll learn what really influences your metabolism, which mistakes are holding you back, and how to naturally activate your body. If you apply what you're about to learn, you won't just improve your metabolism, you'll build a healthier, more active, and more efficient body. Because in the end, it's not about doing more, it's about doing it right every single day. What is metabolism? Simple and straightforward explanation. When we talk about metabolism, we're referring to all the processes your body performs to keep you alive and functioning. This includes everything from breathing, thinking, and digesting food to more visible activities like walking or exercising. In simple terms, metabolism is the system that turns what you eat into energy. If your goal is to boost your metabolism and lose weight, understanding this concept is essential. It's not just about burning calories, but about how your body uses that energy throughout the day. The more efficient your metabolism is, the more calories you burn even when you're at rest. There's an important point many people overlook. Metabolism isn't fixed. It can change based on factors like age, weight, muscle mass, diet, and physical activity level. In other words, it is absolutely possible to improve your metabolism naturally with the right strategies. Another key concept is your basal metabolic rate, BM. This refers to the amount of energy your body needs to maintain basic functions like your heartbeat and breathing. This alone accounts for the majority of the calories you'll burn each day. So when someone says they have a slow metabolism, they're usually describing a body that burns less energy than it could. The giddiness that can be improved. Understanding what metabolism is the first step to applying any healthy weight loss strategy. Because once you understand how your body works, you stop fighting against it. Start using it to your advantage. Why some people burn more calories. Have you ever noticed that some people can eat more and still maintain their weight, while others seem to gain fat more easily? The explanation largely comes down to individual differences in metabolism and how each body expends energy throughout the day. One of the main factors is muscle mass. Muscle tissue is metabolically active, meaning it burns more energy, even at rest. This means that people with more muscle mass tend to have a faster metabolism, naturally burning more calories. Another important factor is total daily energy expenditure, TDE. This includes not only structured exercise, but also simple daily activities like walking, climbing stairs, standing, and even moving around while working. This type of energy burn is known as neat non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and it can make a significant difference in how many calories you burn each day. Genetics also play a role. Some people are born with a naturally faster metabolism, but that doesn't mean those with a slower metabolism are stuck that way. With the right strategies, it's absolutely possible to boost your metabolism naturally and improve your body's efficiency. In addition, habits like a balanced diet, adequate protein intake, proper hydration, and quality sleep directly impact metabolic function. Small adjustments in these areas can significantly increase your calorie burn over time. Finally, it's important to understand that there's no such thing as biological unfairness, only differences that can be worked on by focusing on building muscle mass, staying active, and adopting consistent habits. Anyone can improve their ability to burn calories and optimize their metabolism in a sustainable way. Slow metabolism. Myth or reality? The idea of a slow metabolism is very popular. But is it hell or just a common excuse for weight gain? The answer is yes. A slow metabolism does exist, but in most cases, it's misunderstood. Many people believe they can't lose weight because they have an extremely slow metabolism. However, studies show that among healthy individuals, differences in basal metabolic rate aren't as large as people often think. In other words, the issue is rarely just metabolism alone. What usually happens is a combination of factors that affect calorie burning, such as low physical activity, low muscle mass, poor diet, and inconsistent habits. These elements can create the feeling of a stuck metabolism. Another important point is that very restrictive diets can actually slow down your metabolism. When you eat too little for long periods, your body sees it as a threat and reduces energy expenditure to conserve fuel. This defense mechanism can make weight loss even harder. In addition, factors like age, poor sleep, high stress levels, and hormonal changes also directly impact metabolic function. All of these contribute to the perception of a slower metabolism. The good news is that in most cases, it's completely possible to boost your metabolism naturally with simple and consistent adjustments. Increasing protein intake, exercising regularly, especially strength training, improving sleep quality, and staying active are all effective strategies. So instead of seeing a slow metabolism as a life sentence, it's more productive to view it as something you can optimize. Because in the end, your metabolism responds far more to your habits than you might think. The role of age in metabolism. It's common to hear that as you get older, your metabolism slows down and losing weight becomes harder. But how true is that? Age does influence how your body functions, but not in the way many people think. In most cases, what happens isn't a dramatic drop in metabolism, age itself, but rather changes in habits and body composition over time. As you age, it's natural to lose muscle mass, especially if you don't engage in strength training, since muscle is metabolically active and burns a significant amount of energy. This loss contributes to a decrease in daily calorie burn. In addition, many people become less active over the years. Routines change, movement decreases, and this directly impacts total energy expenditure. In other words, your body burns fewer calories, not just because of biology, but also because of behavior. Another relevant factor is hormonal balance. Hormonal changes throughout life can affect appetite, fat storage, and metabolic function. However, this doesn't mean it's impossible to boost your metabolism after a certain age. In fact, people who maintain an active lifestyle, follow a balanced diet, consume enough protein, and exercise regularly, especially with strength training, can preserve and even improve their metabolism, regardless of age. So blaming aging alone can be misleading. While metabolism may undergo small changes over time, it remains highly influenced by your daily habits. The conclusion is simple. Age may have an impact, but it doesn't define you. With the right strategies, it's absolutely possible to maintain an efficient metabolism and continue burning calories consistently throughout your life. How your body burns energy throughout the day. To understand how to boost your metabolism, it's essential to know how your body actually uses energy over the course of a day. Many people believe that most of the calories burned come from exercise, but that's not entirely true. Your total daily energy expenditure is divided into three main parts. The first and most important is your basal metabolic rate B, which accounts for about 60% to 70% of the calories you burn. It's responsible for keeping vital functions running, such as breathing, blood circulation, and organ function even when you're at rest. The second part is energy burned through physical activity, like workouts, walking, and any type of exercise. While this is important for health and weight loss, it makes up a smaller percentage of your total calorie burn than most people think. The third part, and often the most overlooked, is energy spent on everyday activities, known as NEAT and exercise activity. Thermogenesis. This includes simple actions like standing up, walking around the house, climbing stairs, gesturing, and even changing positions. This type of movement can have a significant impact on your daily calorie burn. In other words, the key isn't just working out more, it's moving more throughout your entire day. Small habits, when combined, make a big difference in how your metabolism functions. The factors like nutrition, hydration, and sleep quality directly influence this process. A well-nourished and well-rested body tends to use energy more efficiently. So if you want to improve your metabolism, you need to look at the bigger picture. Calorie burning doesn't just happen at the gym, it's happening all the time. The difference between basal and active metabolism. If you want to boost your metabolism and improve fat loss, understanding the difference between basal metabolism and active metabolism is essential. These two concepts explain how your body uses energy at different times of the day and how you can optimize that process. Basal metabolism, also known as your basal metabolic rate (BM), is the number of calories your body burns to maintain vital functions while at rest. This includes breathing, keeping your heart beating, regulating body temperature, and supporting organ function. It makes up the largest portion of your daily energy expenditure, accounting for about 60% to 70% of the total. Active metabolism, on the other hand, is related to all the activities you perform throughout the day. This includes structured exercise, like weight training and running, as well as simple tasks such as walking, climbing stairs, working, and general movement. This portion can vary greatly from person to person, depending on their lifestyle. The key difference between the two lies in control. While basal metabolism is largely influenced by internal factors like age, weight, and muscle mass, active metabolism can be directly influenced by your daily choices. This means that even if you can't drastically change your basal metabolism, you can significantly increase your total calorie burn by raising your activity level. Small habits like moving more throughout the day can make a huge difference in how many calories you burn. In addition, building muscle through strength training helps improve both. It increases your basal metabolism and enhances your active metabolism. Understanding this difference allows you to create smarter, more effective weight loss strategies, focusing not just on intense workouts, but on keeping your body active for as much of the day as possible. The mistake of blaming only your metabolism. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to lose weight is putting all the blame on a slow metabolism. This belief is common, but it can become a dangerous barrier because it shifts focus away from what truly matters in healthy weight loss. Many people say, "I can't lose weight because of my metabolism." However, in most cases, the issue is far more related to daily habits than to metabolic function itself. As we've seen, metabolism can vary, but it's not the only factor that determines how many calories you burn. Poor eating habits, excessive consumption of ultra-processed foods, a sedentary lifestyle, low quality sleep, and lack of consistency have a much greater impact than most people realize. On top of that blaming metabolism alone can create a sense of helplessness. People start to believe they have no control over their bodies when in reality, they have a lot more control than they think. Another important point is that your metabolism responds directly to your habits. In other words, when you improve your diet, increase your level of physical activity, and take care of your sleep, your metabolism naturally begins to speed up. This shows that metabolism isn't your enemy, it's a reflection of your lifestyle. Of course, there are specific cases involving hormonal issues or medical conditions, but they are the minority. For most people, the key lies in adjusting behaviors and staying consistent. So instead of looking for something to blame, the smarter path is to take control. Once you understand that, everything changes, because in the end, it's not your metabolism that defines your results. It's your daily habits. Conclusion. Understanding metabolism the right way. After everything you've seen in this chapter, one thing should be clear. Your metabolism is not your enemy. It's a direct reflection of your habits. You now understand what metabolism is, how it works, why some people burn more calories, and most importantly, that a so-called slow metabolism isn't always the real problem. Here's the key shift. Your body is constantly responding to what you do every single day. If you move little, eat poorly, sleep badly, and live without consistency, your metabolism adapts to that and slows down. But when you change your habits, even gradually, your body changes too. That means you're not stuck. You don't need perfect genetics or miracle solutions. You need direction. And that's exactly what you're starting to build here. In the next chapters, you'll discover how to use nutrition, movement, and behavior to your advantage to naturally boost your metabolism and transform your body in a sustainable way. Because in the end, it's not about doing more. It's about doing what works every single day. Now that you understand how metabolism really works, the next step is to apply it in a practical way. If you want a structured, simple, and straight-to-the-point path to boost your metabolism without wasting time on common mistakes, click the link below and discover the complete step-by-step method.